Alright, in this video I want to talk about how I'm 27, almost 28, and I've never had a girlfriend, and I am not complaining. So, I guess it goes back to when I was in middle school. There was quite a bit of peer pressure and back and forth over who liked who and all that, the usual middle school shenanigans. But I was never really interested in any of that back in the day. Because after I had some of my classmates questioning whether I was straight or not, I just decided, you know what? All I want to do after school is go home and play video games. Get my homework out of the way, and then play video games. So that's what I did. Fast forward throughout high school, focused on my studies, and would just go home and play video games afterward because I didn't really care for much else. I had the occasional crush here or there, but I decided, you know what, I'm better off just staying home and playing video games. And I have to say, I don't regret my decision. So fast forward through college, I followed the same pattern, and then one day, I actually did develop a crush on a girl who I wanted to ask out, but it took me a year to work up the nerve. And then towards the end of senior year, I finally did. But by then, if there was a chance I had, I'd squandered it. I'm kind of glad that I was rejected in hindsight because I had to learn that lesson. And you know what? The more I think about why I don't bother with dating now, the more I'm glad I was actually rejected. So that was 5 years ago. Today, I choose not to date. I choose to stay single because I don't want to date a woman who drinks alcohol. That's right. I'm going to do a separate video on another time about why I don't drink and why I don't want to be around people who drink. But a lot of it comes down to that. Honestly, it's probably for the better in the grand scheme of things because I would end up wasting that hypothetical woman's time and she would end up wasting my time. Because it's not just that I don't want to go out for drinks on a date or that I don't want alcohol in a hypothetical shared living space. No, I don't want it anywhere near me. Plain and simple. And I decided instead of trying to force anyone to change for me or trying to find a way to accept it in a living space or being around someone who willfully drinks, I decided to just, I don't want to say go my own way. I decided not to waste anyone's time. Now, if you're an adult who drinks alcohol because it is legal, there's nothing I can say to try and stop you. You're an adult, not against the law. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, if you want to be a part of my life, I have friends who drink alcohol, and the reason I tolerate that is because, one, I've known them since before any of us could drink. Two, they don't try forcing me to drink. And three, I never share a living space with them, so I'm not worried about that. Because dating is a completely different story. If you're dating someone, if you're not sharing a living space now, that's an inevitability if you go to the next step. And then if you aren't willing to go to the next step, it could lead to heartbreak from one side or the other. Not a great plan. Unfortunately, I can't just ask up front, do you drink? Yes or no? You do? Bye! Now, if I were to screen potential girlfriends, honestly, it would be difficult to even do something as subtle as go somewhere where there is alcohol available that is not in the context of getting drinks and then waiting to see if she orders an alcoholic beverage. Now, what I like about that kind of test is I can see what happens, and then if she does get alcohol, I can take that as a step not to move forward. The problem, though, is, well, I might end up being obligated to pay for the alcoholic beverage because I refuse to pay for alcohol as well. If you're going to drink alcohol, you're an adult, but I'm not going to enable or encourage it in any way, shape, or form. If I were to go on that hypothetical test date, the only way to make sure that my money wouldn't go towards the alcoholic beverage would be to bail and leave a woman with the bill. Now, I'm not completely against doing that, but it's not worth the drama in my opinion, just to screen a possible girlfriend. I would rather just be completely upfront and be like, do you drink? Yes or no? You say no? Alright, on to the next round. If you do, well, okay, bye. We can be friends, but I'm not going to date you. It's not just alcohol, it's also smoking. I know that smoking in general has gone down, but there's still vaping out there, and I just don't want that around me. Not only do I consider smoking a form of air pollution, it's also a bad health decision. Now, I'm not perfect because I do enjoy quite a bit of junk food, but I am striving to do better and moderate it because the reason I think that junk food is okay is because it doesn't affect the brain the same way that alcohol does, and it doesn't do as much damage as alcohol does to the liver. It doesn't require a multi-day recovery. Again, if that's something you want to do, you're an adult, I can't force you, but that doesn't mean I'm going to enable or participate in it in any way, shape, or form. Another thing for me personally is I don't want to risk having a girlfriend with a food allergy, because I've realized over the years just how frightening it can be, you know? I mean, I don't hate anyone with food allergies, but I also don't want to be involved in that. Now, I personally have a shellfish allergy, so I guess it's kind of hypocritical. Though, to make it a little less hypocritical, I would accept if a woman didn't want to date me because of that shellfish allergy. It would just be a hassle with restaurants and grocery shopping. Save face and show that I'm a little less shallow than all of this up to now makes me sound. I don't really care about potential girlfriend is particularly in good shape or not in terms of like weight or such. I'm a bit of a heavy guy myself, and you know what? I don't care if a potential girlfriend had a few extra pounds on her. But yeah, overall, this is why I've been single my entire life up to the age of 27. I am what some may call a kissless, handholdless virgin, though I have had a couple of hugs. I have no regrets and no complaints because as a result of this, I have very little drama in my life and I can focus on my daily workout routine, my hobbies, such as this YouTube channel or writing my books, and so on. I don't have any emotional baggage. So yeah, to sum up, I wouldn't want to date a woman who drinks, smokes, has food allergies, or does drugs. I forgot to mention the drugs thing, so I'm just going to throw that in there. Same principle as alcohol and tobacco. Bit of a mix of both, especially which drugs we're talking about. Because the way I see it, anything that impairs the brain's functionality, like alcohol or weed, I don't think it can be any good. But hey, if it's not against the law, it's out of my control. That is all I'm going to say on that. Honestly, my life isn't perfect, but I'd say I'm in a good place right now. So thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments down below if you think my preferences are absurd or if they make little or no sense. Stay tuned for future videos where I'll talk more about why I don't engage in drugs or alcohol,